talked about more central people on the political spectrum. How do you plan on hitting those voters? I mean, it feels like that's kind of the need from the GOP right now, is
Yeah.
somebody who can really get those more moderate voters.
It's tough. I mean, if I had a magical formula, I'd be in Sacramento right now. You'd be talking to me from the governor's mansion. Look, I saw a poll that showed 66% or so of Democrats believe that all Republicans are racist, sexist, and bigoted. Over 80% believe that Donald Trump is a racist. This is just almost demented, almost pathological. They've been indoctrinated. My mother was a lifelong Democrat. My dad was a lifelong Republican. And I'd watch them at the dinner table, and they would have vigorous arguments, but nobody called anybody a Nazi or a fascist. Nobody said you only care about the rich, you don't care about the poor. Nobody said that. They debated issues civilly and with respect. And we need to be able to do that. And I know that I can do that. I'll give you one other example if I can. When my race was over, I went to a restaurant on the west side of LA. LA is all liberal. West side is even more liberal than the rest of the city. And I'm in a restaurant waiting for a friend of mine. He's late. So I'm sitting there for about 15 minutes by myself. The table of two ladies next to me, I think they felt sorry for me. So they started talking to me. And it turned out they were 85 years old. They'd known each other since the second grade. One of them was celebrating her birthday. They were both Jewish, that came up. And one was a human rights activist, she said. The other one said she was a psychotherapist. And then about 8 or 10 minutes into the conversation, she said, I know you. You're that guy that ran for governor. You're that Larry Elder. And she smiled and she said, guess who we voted for? I said, you didn't vote for me. She said, how do you know that? I said, well, let's see. We're in the west side of LA. You're both Jewish. One of you is a human rights activist. It doesn't take Columbo to put that together. You didn't vote for me. And she said, that's right, we didn't. I said, well, let me ask you something. How do you feel about the crime? And they both said it's outrageous. They even knew people that had been attacked. I said, would you ever put your kid in a government school? They both admitted they would never do it in a million years. How do you feel about the way Gavin Newsom shut down the state in a more severe way than any of the other 49 states? And they both said it was outrageous. They both knew people who had lost their businesses. About a third of all restaurants in California are now gone forever because Gavin Newsom shut down this thing. I said, how do you feel about the fact that people are leaving California for the first time in 170 years? They both said that they had lost friends because friends left because they couldn't buy a house. I said, so here we are completing each other's sentences, yet you didn't vote for me. And I said, have you ever had a conversation with a conservative Republican before? And they admitted they never had in their life. Well, they're going to have a conversation with me. And if you are a rational person, if you have any degree of fairness, you're going to have to begin to rethink some of your assumptions. I think I can do that.